Tampa. 101.5 The Vibe. Tampa Bay's only R&B. It's time for Frontpage Tampa Bay with Ed Narin.
So
let's not talk about that too much.
It is Black History Month.
It is.
And we're going to do our best, like we did last year, to bring in a lot of different people to talk about our history, both local and state and national.
Oh, yeah.
Next week, we've got somebody lined up. I won't ruin it because, I got a bad mojo here. I'll put the person's name out, and then all of a sudden they get sick and won't show up, and then I'll be sitting here reading from an encyclopedia or something.
Right.
But we do have a guest on the radio show today,
We do.
right, on the line waiting for us.
I was going to say we have actually a few guests. We got a packed house today.
Hey. Well, we've got Jason Florent, who is an artist. He is a Black artist of Haitian descent, which is awesome. And he uses his artwork to showcase Black history. And so he's got an animated series and a number of different things. But I think most impressive is that he's been nominated for an NAACP Image Award.
Yeah.
And this is his third time in 2025. He's been nominated in the motion picture category. So good morning, Jason.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
No problem. We're glad you could be here on Frontpage Tampa Bay with Ed Narin. So, Jason, how did you get into just the arts? Kenya's over here cheesing, grinning. She is excited.
He's got some. I'm going to let him talk about it, but this guy, he's got some good stuff here going on. Yes, Jason, how did you get into being an artist, cartoonist, visual filmmaker? Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay. Well, I started truly really making art January 12th, 2010. That was the day of the earthquakes in Haiti. I was on my way to work, and I was just reading about what was happening, and being Haitian, it was just feeling helpless. So it just caused me to just start randomly drawing. And I just was drawing with the things I was seeing that was being reported and posting it. And one of my good friends, Jonathan, he was like, you ever consider painting? And I was like, no. And he was like, you should give it a try. So I went to the local Walgreens, got some little cheap paints and whatnot, and it's been on ever since. It just, it clicked, and it was like finding exactly what I was supposed to do.
I think that's pretty amazing. And first of all, let's back it up because we were being very rude. Congratulations on your nomination.
She was being rude, not me.
No, Ed was too, because he actually introduced you and he didn't mention it. You are a NAACP Image Award nominee for 2025, Outstanding Animated Short. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, that's pretty. And let me point out that's your third nomination, correct?
Yeah.
Talk to me about being nominated for such a prestigious award, because I ain't never been nominated for an Image Award.
I can prove you don't listen to me based off of what you just said, but I'm going to come back to that.
Okay.
Sorry about that, Jason.
No, that's okay. I mean, not to cause y'all to beef or anything. But
we always beefing.
Yeah, talk to me about this nomination. I mean, for the third time, you're probably like, hat. But, I mean, or does it still feel,
It still feels like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Because, when you see, the first time, I'm not going to lie, I was just completely like, this is impossible. I don't even know what's happening. That must have been a mistake. So, it took me a long while to process it, to even get into the point of, okay, now we got to get votes.
Right.
So the second time, though, it was more imposter syndrome, because I was like, all right, we here, they did it again, but do you really deserve to be here? Because, being an indie artist and being an indie animator, and just I'm just doing this thing from my heart. So you're going up against, such high competition, especially my first year. My first year, I was up against the Obamas had a show, an animated show.
I remember
Netflix
that.
had one. Yeah, it was this crazy lineup that was okay, I don't even know what I'm doing.
Right.
But this time, getting nominated a third time, and then on top of that being back-to-back years,
right?
It was really validating. It really was a wake-up call to me to be like, nah, this is they see you. And they see you at the highest level. This is the highest Black awards possible, and they see you consistently, and they believe in what you're doing. So it still stuns me. I'm still like, oh my God, I can't believe it. But hey, I mean, we're here now.
Yeah.
So Jason, this is going to be a weird question because you brought up the imposter syndrome. When did you realize you were good? Because you're self-taught. And, you know, sometimes you're out there doing stuff and people will say, oh, you're so good at this. You're so good at this. But you have to believe you're good. When did you realize that you were actually good at the arts?
That's a very good question. It took a long time. Because it really definitely took a long time. Because at first it was just, you know, just putting it out there. And yeah, people are like, yo, you like it and whatnot. But like, I was just consistently, it was almost like breathing the way I was creating art. So I really wasn't really looking at it. And every now, even now, when I see people post old works, I'll kind of cringe because I was like, that's that good. I'm not exactly sure when was the exact moment when I realized, okay, I'm good at this. But
I mean, 3 NAACP Image Awards. That should have been validation enough, right?
That you would think that, right? Like, I had my moments. Like, I had my days. Like, it's a flip of a switch type of thing. It's like, I have my moments where I'm like, yeah, I'm him. But then I'll go back to being humble and be like, I'm just, you know, all this, I'm waiting for the other shoe to fall. I'm trying to get rid of that mindset, though. I've been... Yeah.
You definitely should revel in your success. But I do understand where you're coming from, especially considering that my understanding is that your art was in response to a tragedy. And so, you know, it could be a little off-putting to think that, you know, you're seeking fame based off of something that happened, you know, so devastating. Yeah. But it's actually, well, let me ask you, your art, are you hopeful that it's made folks look at Haitian Americans, especially in light of some of the nastiness that went on during this past election? Are you hopeful that it's helping to cast a brighter and better light on Haitian Americans?
Well, that's one thing that through the years that I've been very appreciative of is being able, because of social media and just interacting with folks at shows and whatnot, to see that my work has had that effect on them. Yeah. Like, whether it be from just an emotional standpoint or, you know, for other Haitian Americans to be like, yo, we appreciate you for representing us, or for other people of different cultures to look and be like, there's more different layers to us. Mm-hmm. I understand that, like, being able to do that with my work. And I do very much appreciate it. It's a beautiful thing. And it's one of the main things that keeps me going. Like, you know, it keeps me just producing, because I know it matters to people, even though I have my moments still of being like, yeah. But, you know, I'm only human.
Do you have other artists that you look to for inspiration?
Not particularly.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
It's like, not to be like strange. Like, I would, maybe not in visual arts. Mm-hmm. Like, more so, like, in different forms. Like, I'm a huge Jay-Z fan.
Okay.
So
all right.
Watching his career from being somebody who was a drug dealer, right?
Yeah.
To almost who was basically a misogynist in his music, to then becoming this father figure, this father, husband, business tycoon. You know what I'm saying? Watching that grow through his art. Like, he never at no point did he sacrifice his art. Like, he has a line where he's just like, "There's no bars ever wasted from him." Mm-hmm. So like, I try to, with myself and my art, to never waste any pen stroke, any pencil stroke, any paintbrush stroke, anything when I give my work, when I work.
Yeah.
Like, there's a quote where he says, sorry to interrupt you. There's a quote where he was like, when he goes into the studio, he cracks the door open and lets God in, and he just let the spirit take over and let the universe do it. Like, he's just a vessel. Mm-hmm. So I try to do that with my work and my whole being as an artist, which is probably one of the hugest reasons why I don't like to take too much credit, because I'm like, I'm just a vessel.
Yeah, I understand that. And you know, Jay-Z, he's very good, and he's a very vivid storyteller, right? He can put you right in the setting, you know, step it out for you so that you feel like you're there with him while he's, you know, repeating, what's going on. And I kind of feel like when I'm looking at your art, which I am looking at right now, by the way, I see a painting here called Cooking the Love, and it's very vivid. You use very vivid colors. It's very, animated. Talk to me about, because you could have went with more muted tones. You could have decided I want to be a little bit more subdued in my art, but your art pops off the page. So talk to me about, your style and, how you came to develop that.
That might be the Haitian in me.
Okay.
Because like most Haitian art, if you ever see a lot of Haitian art, it's really colorful. Mm-hmm. So that just might be just a natural thing in me because I've never been fond of muting down my colors. And then I've always loved the art, being a cartoonist and being more expressionist, like expressing with my work. Mm-hmm. So I like to let it feel like it's moving, even when it's just a painting. Which is probably why I'm so in love with animating, because I love the idea of making you feel like something is happening. Like you kind of, that particular painting, Cooking with Love, you almost kind of feel like you can feel the flame coming up. You can kind of feel like the ingredients moving around. Mm-hmm. And I think color helps to make that happen, because the way that the color patterns swirl, it makes your mind kind of shift around with the work.
Yeah.
So tell us about...
I would explain it.
Yeah. So, Jason, tell us about Peanut Heads.
Yeah.
This is your Black History Toonz.
My baby.
It's Black History Month, and we talked about some of the figures that are traditionally taught in school, but there's a lot of people that are overlooked. So how did you come up with Peanut Heads, and what does it do for you?
Well, Black History is, as you say, 24/7 and a weekday. Like, we're always creating new history, and I'm a big fan of our history. And like you said earlier, Black history is American history. So there are so many things and so many stories that have never been told, or that we're unaware of. And I just wanted to, in my way, be able to share those. And originally it started as these little random quick facts that I would post and about different people and whatnot. And so I got more into animating. It became kind of like a docuseries, and then it turned more into a narrative. It's just I just enjoyed bringing these stories to life and seeing not just kids, but seeing adults learn from it, and get immersed in what we're doing. So it's Black History Toonz is so important to me because it's an unlimited source of stories to tell and to share, and you know what I'm saying? And it continues to grow. It continues to grow every day. So, I get so much joy researching and finding out these new things. Like a current short episode that we're working on right now is about this guy named Charles Joseph French, and how he saved a group of soldiers, Navy soldiers. That's not the word. What's the word when you're in the Navy?
Midshipman, maybe?
I was going to say sailor.
I don't remember
sailor.
The Navy.
Is it sailor?
Sailors.
Yeah.
Sailors. You went. So he saved his fellow sailors, right? He was he saved his fellow sailors on a raft. 15 people on a raft, and he was pulling them overnight, over 3 hours in shark-affected waters to safety.
Yikes.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. These are stories that we don't know.
Right.
And so I love finding out these things and sharing it. I did not know that. I just blanked on. Josephine Baker was a spy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? And there's these, this was a person that we love as an artist. And it's there's a deeper layer. She was putting her life in danger as a spy against the Nazis. You know what I'm saying? So, and these are things that we need to know. So, that's my love for Black History, Peanut Heads. I just wanted to share the stories.
And the kids. I just want to quickly point out. I just want to quickly point out for the audience that the episodes are named after important Black history figures. So Nichelle Nichols, Muhammad Ali, Eartha Kitt. I think it's just absolutely fantastic. I just want to.
Where can we find them?
That's what I was just getting ready to ask. Can you tell us how we can find you? Find your artwork, find your animated series?
Yes, you can find everything about me through either WatchTrealToonz.com. That's watch TrealToonz.com or direct.me/TrealToonz. Basically, if you Google Trail Toonz, you'll find me. Most of the Peanut Heads episodes are currently streaming on indie black streaming platform called Kweli TV, KWELI.TV, and that's 100% Black owned.
That's awesome. Well, listen, Jason, we want to say thank you for getting up early and joining us here on the show. We wish you the best of luck at the Image Awards. Absolutely. We definitely will be pulling for you. We're going to take a break, and we're going to be right back after this.
The Vibes Black Card Council with EJ Gregg is the most popular contest on the radio.